Hi friends, welcome to Aishusdiy. Today we will do a bracelet project. We need basically a cord, a macrame cord. It can be a Chinese knotting cord. It can be any cord that you have available. You can use the cord. Um, you can even use, I have used this in some of my videos. You can even use this. This is 0.5 millimeter. Any cord will do. So we need that, but that we are going to do in the last, but we will focus on the wire wrapping part of the bracelet. So we will now do the wire wrapping part of the bracelet, and for that I have here some glass balls. These are, I think, 8 millimeter glass balls in a chocolate brown color. And then I have this gold seed beads. These are 11 seed beads. I have some hanks here. So wire wise we need 18 gauge wire, and I'm using gold color. You can use any color you want. And then I'm going to use some 24 gauge wire, so in gold as well. You can contrast. And I have taken 18 gauge wire, about 5, little shy than the 5 inches. So that's all you are going to need. What I'm pliers wise, you need your regular nylon jaw pliers, needle nose round nose pliers, tweezer nose pliers, wire cutters and such. And first I will take my round nose pliers, and about here or so I'm just going to make a loop. See how my loop is. I'm not going to straighten my loop. I'm just going to continue my loop one more time, just like that. So it's about 1/3 of a loop, 1 3/4, just to be secure, that's all. Okay, so I want the tail to be tucked in, so I'm working on that. So now I have this. Okay, so this is what I have now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 24 gauge wire. It will take a while for these for it to be for the seed beads to be loaded. Because my seed beads are in hank, I can easily load my seed beads just by holding the hank like that and then putting my wire. So I'm going to work with the spool, so I'm just going to put my wire through the hank, and then that way it's easier for me to actually load the beads rather than taking it off the hank and then reloading it one by one. This will be easy. All you need to do is just poke the wire a little bit and move it, and then you got it in the in your 24 gauge wire from the hank. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to load as much as beads you want, at least say 5 to 6 inches of worth of beads. Loaded all my beads. It's more than 5 inches, I would say, so it's better to have a lot than less. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to take my round nose pliers and make this loop properly. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this wire and start wrapping right next to the loop. Okay, just leave a short tail just like that, and then wrap like 2 or 3 loops. Then add a pearl. Take your beads. These are 11 seed beads, by the way. You can also use 15 seed beads if you have them in a coordinating color. So you find how many beads are needed just barely to cover your 8 millimeter bead. You don't need a lot, but just barely to cover that. Okay, so That will depend upon the seed beads and the uniformity of the seed beads and the size of your pearl. Actually, I think this should be good. If I take one off more, yeah, that should be good as well. Yes, so it covers about 4, 8, 9 beads. So I want it like really on the side of my bead. Okay, and just do one wrap. That's about it. And then add another bead. Okay, and then twist this towards the other side again. Oops. So take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 beads. Leave the rest in the spool. Load the bead. Bring it to the other side. Okay. Make sure it's right next to each other. See, this one seems to be little less, so I'm adding one more bead. So don't go with just the number of the beads, just figure out how much it takes to cover your 8mm bead. Yeah, I don't need that one bead, I think. So that should be good enough. And then keep it right next to the bead and then wrap it once and then rotate your work. So then add the next bead to your work. Bring down 9 beads and then wrap it around, do once and then flip your work. So then take 9 beads, add another pearl. You can use any 8mm bead as long as it goes, the hole is big enough to go through the 18-gauge wire. So come back around, just around, and then just once and flip your work. So now add another bead, drop 9 beads here, so just one wrap and then flip your work. Take 9 beads down, that's 4, 8 and 9. Add a pearl bead, one. Okay, then add another one, flip your work. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. Wrap it around the bead. This one is a little bit bigger, so I'm taking one bead off and then I'm just rotating it once. Okay, add the last bead, take 9 beads, that's 6 and then 9. Bring it around. Okay, you need to flip your work. wrap it around once. Okay, now again you bring 9 beads, then come around the bead and then wrap once. Okay, same. Bring around, and then when you place the wire, just make sure it's right on the 18 gauge wire and not anywhere else. Take the next 9 bead, bring it around, and one wrap, and then stay right there. Maybe my beads won't be enough. I should have loaded more beads, but that's okay. We can do it. There's a knot as well in my spool. Okay. So we are here. We have to drop 9 beads. There is 3 there. Four, 7. Bring it around and then rotate once. Then take 9 beads, bring it around, then rotate once. So I just need a little bit of wire, so I'm going to cut my wire out here and then load some beads. So I need about, say, 27 beads to be exact. So if it is in a hank, it's easy to load the seed beads onto your work. Just poke your wire through, then take it off. That should be good enough. Now you need to make sure the end is looped, otherwise these beads are going to fall by the time you wrap it around. So just make a U like that. Okay, and then just 9 beads we need for this. 3, 5, 8, 9. Bring it around and make a loop. When you make a loop, the loop needs to be on the 18 gauge and not on anywhere else. Just make sure of that. So 4, 7, 8, 9. Come back. And then, sorry, I bumped the camera. So carefully and nicely, if there is no space, just make sure the wrap is on the 18 gauge and not on anywhere else, because you cannot fix it later. Now is the time to fix it. So actually it feels like there's a lot of bead, so I'm just going to take at least, sorry, 2 of them off, and I'm gonna wrap. Oh, there is 10 beads. I don't know, for some reason maybe it has come because I have already cut my wire. It's not in the spool, that's why it has come. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the final one, add it and make at least. So now you don't need this loop and these beads. Let it fall down. Take your pliers and then wrap this nicely. And then this is the short tail we left. We can wrap that as well. Then snip off the excess tail. Make sure you tuck the tail in. Then we have this. Straighten it a little bit, however you want to. Now all you need to do is take some rounded cylindrical object, just like that, and then just bend this a little bit. Not a lot, but that's all we need. It needs to be right where our wrist is, over here, just like so. Okay, looks pretty, right? Just make sure, see this? So just make sure these wires are proper. Everything is nice and straight. Just bend it a little bit. So now we are ready with this part. Now we have to fix the back of this oops. So what I'm going to do here is move my work a little bit more. Okay, and then make a loop here. This is a little bit short of a wire, but I can still make a loop. There we go. So if I should have had more wire, then I could have done a spiral loop like this. So I'm just going to adjust it and be back. I have taken this Chinese knotting cord. It's 0.5 millimeter or 6 millimeter, I believe. It's from bbcraft.com, and I'm gonna take 10-inch to 10-inch piece, just to be on the safer side. Actually, that's 20-inch. Just going to do one side. I'm just going to put this cord here. 20 inches is too much. You can take 16 or 14 inches. That should be good enough. But I'm taking 20 inches just in case. So take it and then tie an overhand knot. Or you can tie one more knot on top of that, or you can tie the any other knot, that barrel knot or any other knot that you know in macrame. So you can tie any of those. I don't like the look of this, so I'm just going to take this off. Just going to tie an overhand knot with both the cords together. Deliver the knot right next to the loop as much as you can. And then this is what we have so far. We need the lighter. I'm gonna take another 10-inch, sorry, 20-inch. Feed it through this side, divide it into half, and tie an overhand knot. Then so burn the end so that you can feed it through a bead. Okay, now all you need to do is, I have a big hole bead here, right here. But if you don't have a big hole bead like this, what you can do is you can put these two cords together and macrame here. That would be nice. But you can also do this way. But this hole is a little bit too big. But if it is a little small, I can crisscross this bead right here. Okay, just like so. If it is tight enough, it can hold, but this one is a little bit loose, so it won't hold. We will do the macrame part only. Okay, just like so. Keep it. Take about 10-inch, just one 10-inch, and consider these 4 cords to be 1 cord. Do the square knots, your P's and Q's. Now keep it like this so it's easy for you to do that. My P's and Q's. You can do just about 3 or 4 knots. That should be more than enough for the sliding knot. And then come back again. That's 2 square knots. Just one more and we are good to go. So now what you do is you cut these 2 cords short. Don't cut it right next to the work. Just leave a little bit of space and then melt it. Do the same this side. Now it's done. So all you need to do is your sliding knot is ready. Just like that it will slide. There you go. Now all you are going to do is add some embellishments. So you can melt these ends together and feed it through a bead and then do some dangles. So for this part I would like to take some metallic beads which has a bigger hole and it looks nice. So I would feed one thread at a time. That way it will be easier, I guess. So I need to snip this off a little bit so that it can go through this bead. So I loaded the bead. So now you leave about here, say, and then tie an overhand knot. The same distance. You need 16 inches of this thread on either side. That should be good enough, I guess. I did a little bit more, but it's okay. So more or less the same. Just cut it right after that. This is all we lost. And then melt it. That's it. Our bracelet is done. It's nice and pretty. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos once a day. It comes around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.